During my time at Google, one of the things I learned is that 97% of people search online before they make a purchase, whether that's an online website or that's in person. So what does that mean for you? That means that you want to be found when people go searching for your type of product or service. You may have the better product, but the question is, are you better at being found? By the end of this presentation, you're going to learn tips and tools that you can take back to your team in order to move forward and have more visibility online.
Now, to kick off CMI 18, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Cheetham-West. He's an award-winning speaker, marketing expert, and entrepreneur. Thank you, Chris, for sharing your insights on top marketing trends for results.
All right, thank you. Where would somebody put this? What platform? Instagram, okay. I'm checking at Dolly's Donuts. Facebook, okay. Here's how to eat a donut. YouTube? Okay. My skills include don't eating.
Great keynote by Chris West. It was fantastic. A lot of great content, a lot of great humor. Kept it moving, kept a great way to start the conference. Can't think of a better way for it to be in.
Just think about what your audience is currently doing at the moment. All right. For instance, what are we usually doing on Friday at 4 o'clock? Happy hour. Right? Sounds like y'all like to have fun over here. Right? I should come back here. All right. So they said happy hour, margaritas. What else? Going home. Driving home, right? So 4 o'clock on a Friday, is that a good time to send an email newsletter? No. All right, so just think about what are they currently doing at the moment. And for instance, this is general times, but let's say for instance you're selling, you have an online store selling clothing. And maybe a lot of your audience is on these channels late at night at 11. All right, so maybe that's a little bit different. And the good thing is, all right, so throughout the seminar, I'm gonna tell you about each of these platforms, what audiences is it younger, old, male, female, things like that. So you want to focus on two of these platforms, and then the other platforms you can just set up the profile so you can be available on there in case your customers are looking for you.
Hello, Dean DePice here.
Dr. Jet Gurman.
We are in New Jersey. We just had 2 amazing days with Chris. And, something just happened a moment ago that's just my testimonial. I'm done. It was a mind-blowing 2 days. I mean, it could easily have been that, I just stopped after day 1. There was so much content. I never stopped writing. I was recording stuff. And then finally I said, let me go back to the very first hour, the first thing he asked us to do. And all we did was I went back to my web hostess and I had her change one thing. And as soon as it changed, it took like 25 minutes till it changed on the listing of my website. Instantly, I went from the 4th page in one search engine and the bottom of the first page in another search engine to the first non-solicited ad spot in the hunt for TLC. So I'm sold. The guy was humorous. He was fun.
Hands-on, which is what I feel is the most important key. So, Chris, thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you some more.
It was really great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Great. It's a good question about audiences. So to take a step back, many people, many companies, teams, they ask about what channel do I choose to get the most engagement, the most results on all of these platforms, email, online, offline, brochures, how to get the most engagement, what to really choose. Because we all know each of these channels, you can have a specific job for. One person can be dedicated to email marketing, that's their whole job, right? So what about the smaller team that doesn't have those resources to hire 5, 10 different people for those specific roles? All right. What I always recommend is think about where is your audience at? All right, who is your audience first and where are they at? Because once you know where your audience is at, that's where you want to spend most of your time. All right, so you don't have to go and be on all of these popular platforms that are coming out right now, but think about, okay, is that my age range, the audience, my age range? Is that my target audience? Am I targeting mostly women? Am I targeting mostly men? Or maybe I'm targeting just the younger audience. So that's where you want to focus on audience first, and then from there, you could see which ones work the best, and then see how you can grow further after that. So we talked about search engine optimization, but the problem with that is it takes a long time. All right. So for example, if you wanted to rank, you just started your website today, you want to rank for Honolulu Museum, all right, it can take 6 months to, like, even if you do these tips I mentioned, it can take 6 months for you to rank higher on the searches. But what if you have a special that you want to offer like literally next week? So you can do pay-per-click advertising, and that'll get you on the first page in next week, really quick.
Aloha. I really enjoyed the workshop, the social media workshop with Chris West today. What I really enjoyed is that he took it at a nice, slow pace. Sometimes people that have knowledge of this information can say, oh, it's really quite easy, and they rush headlong into the information, but he was very engaging, very patient with us, and was highly informative. And it was very enjoyable. Aloha, Chris, thank you.
And gain more profit. He also helped launch the Google Fiber in Kansas City. So we're talking about keeping in touch, turning past relationships into long-term revenue. Give it up for Chris West.
And 3 weeks ago, they called me and said, hey, you won the Nito Cobain Scholarship for $5,000. So, yeah. I was excited. I was like, man, this social media thing really works, right? So that's probably the best results that I've got this year. So I was really excited about that. And so that's just a good example of how I've leveraged some of the online marketing. So not just networking with anybody, but networking with the right people. Not just being on social media, but engaging with the right people on social media. So let's recap. So we talked about work relationships. Who do you currently know that you worked with in the past? What clients have you worked for in the past with that company? Doesn't have to no conflict of interest, but who have you worked with? Even if you left those past companies, who can you reach out to? Who's in your current network? All right. And then we also talked about business relationships, networking. So what organizations are you joining? I found out that, hey, I don't want to just go to these events. I want to volunteer. Amen. So once I volunteered, I got to meet the key people in those organizations. Those key people are the people that are really into that industry. And that's when I learned that's what I want to be doing. So what organizations can you join? And also, how can you volunteer for those organizations? And 3, online networking. Don't just set up a Facebook page, don't just set up an Instagram account. Use it strategically. What is your goal? Don't just post. Why are you posting? All right, my name is Chris West on social media. Thanks, and remember, keep in touch.